Good evening. How are we all doing? Please let me know if you can hear me on the stream. I don't want a repeat of Sunday night with the draft pick. So then we have 5 minutes to go. We have 10 drivers in. We're still waiting for a couple to join the session. You can hear me, guys. That's brilliant. Awesome. So I'll run through with you all the format for tonight's midweek season opener. So it'll be an 18-minute qualifying, followed by a 25% race, and then we'll have a 25% reverse grid race. So if you win race 1, you will start last in race 2. It's a short season, equal cars. For this particular season, before we then set about putting people into realistic cars going forward. So yeah, let's see how tonight goes then. Still waiting for a few more to join the session. We have 10 drivers in a minute. Hopefully we can have some good wheel-to-wheel racing. Let me just AI is at 60 just in case anyone lags out. Car damage is on reduced. Corner cutting on strict. Part firmware rules are on. Do not ready up yet, guys, please. We'll give it a couple of minutes. As it's the season opener, we'll wait a couple of minutes. We should have 13, you're right, we should do. Hey, VK is joined at last. So we have 11, so who are we missing then? Let's have a quick look. Let's just message. So here we go then. We have 11 out of the 13 drivers who had checked in for tonight's race. So at least we've got more than 10, which is always a good start. So then we have Kieran Barr, PJH, Ben Smith. Oh, PJH, I'm just going to call him Phil. Phil, Ben Smith, Harry, Mini Rules. Let's see if James can talk the talk. Let's see if James can walk the walk like he tries to talk the talk. We have Spudster, Spider, F1ology, Twin John, VK, and Togo. Good luck to all the drivers. This should be interesting. You are right, Tone. It should be an interesting session tonight. It's an 18-minute qualifying session around Spa, Frangipan. Then we have a 25% sprint race, and then we have a reverse grid from race 1. So I will need to take a photo of the session. And as you can see, no one wants to leave the pits in at the minute, so they're all playing the patient waiting game at the minute. 16 minutes 55 seconds left on the clock. Let's see. Good luck to everyone, by the way. I wish you all the best of luck here in this season opener. Just remember, if you have a bad race 1, you've always got race 2 to try and improve your position and secure as many points as you can from these 2 races. So then, as we still wait for someone to leave the pit, and here we go, right on cue, we have an Alpine of Ben Smith, and we also have the AlphaTauri of Twin John, are the first 2 drivers then out on the track here. So Twin John is new to RFF, this is his RFF debut. So for VK, Togo as well, Harry, Kieran Barr and Mini Rules are all making their RFF debuts tonight in the Midweek League. Good luck to all of them, and good luck to our more familiar drivers who are also racing tonight. We've got a few missing tonight, unfortunately, so hopefully they're back for next Wednesday as we look to give everyone a fair chance here at getting as many points as possible, especially in this new format we've got. So let's see then, Ben Smith. He's coming out around sector 2. So we have Twin John then. He is behind Ben Smith, so let's ride on board. Oh no, he's not. He's just ahead then. So they are pretty much nose to tail here now. Qualifying will be interesting because it's a 25. Ben's hit the wall. Ben Smith has just tapped the wall. I wonder if he's caused any damage there. As it's a 25% race, you will need to make that mandatory pit stop. So will you go mediums or do you go softs? But let's run aboard then with Ben Smith then as he looks to set the first qualifying time in the RFF Midweek Sprint League. So here we go then, the first flying lap here for this new racing format. Into turn 1 then, DRS will slam shut. Takes a nice wide line there. A little bit of a slide on the exit, but all good now. And as you can see from behind, Twins John will be getting a nice slipstream as he comes up for a rouge then onto the Camel Straight. He's just waiting now for the DRS to open. There we go, we've got that marker board then, and now as he flies down the Camel Straight, Ben Smith looking to pick his braking point. He comes to the end of sector 1, a nice apex there from Ben, runs a little bit wide though and gets a little bit on the curve. That will cost him a couple of attempts. Oh, and a bit sluggish there from Ben as well. A bit sluggish on the exit. Let's make everything enabled, and he has invalidated his lap as we would have thought there because he ran very wide. Let's see then what can Twins Joe John do. He's on the mediums and he has invalidated now as well. So So there you have it then. 2 drivers have invalidated already. What can Spider do then? He's on the soft tyres and the Aston Martin runs a little bit wide, just about keeps it within the remainder of the track limits there. As you can see, that very nicely done there by the AlphaTauri, getting out of his way as we have a yellow flag. And VK has retired. What has happened to VK? He has binned it. Let's see, are we on board with Ben? And he's binned it, so VK is out of qualifying. He's dropped it on his outlap. What I can only presume there, he got on the curb, and unfortunately the car said no. Let's see then, what can Spider do then? He's looking to be the first driver to set a represented time. Coming into the bus stop chicane then. Doesn't want to, runs a little bit wide there, but does get a nice layer pep kits. And what can Spider do to the line then? Is he going to get into the 143s? Just misses out on the 143s, and he does a 144.194. So we have F1 then just coming out of the pits, the assister Aston Martin on an outlap, and that is the only driver other than Spider at the minute that we have out on track. So there you go then, that is the benchmark for the guys to try and beat, set by Spider, of a 144.194. So that's unfortunate then for VK. He will start at the back for the sprint race in Spa. Let's try and find out what happened. So then, F1ology, as now we see Phil on an outlap, Ben Smith's come out again, and so is Harry, so they're probably all going to be going soft. So there's mini rules and it's still in the pits, but let's see what can Julian do, as Tongo is now also on an outlap. As Julian has Spider coming up very close. Spider will box, surely. He does. Just from the way he took that bus stop chicane, it was making me think he was going for a second final lap. And here we go then. Let's ride on board with F1ology HD then. Looks like he got a little bit of a twitch on out of turn 1 there. That will compromise his exit, and now he's run speed all the way down to Eau Rouge. It's a great camera angle there. The cars, it's just brilliant. As we come onto the Camel Straight, and DRS is now wide open, looking to reach speeds of around 205 miles per hour. Can he reach them? Let's have a look. Just about. We've got 8 of you in the stream. Let's have some comments. Say hello. Don't be shy. Come speak to us. Let us know how your day's been. As now we see Julian has invalidated his lap time. So we're seeing a lot of drivers here struggle with the track limits at Spa-Frangipan. We could possibly see then a lot of time penalties being awarded for the race here, as maybe the drivers are just testing the limits nice and early on. As we have mini rules then, let's see, mini rules just coming out of the pit zone in the Alfa Romeo. And so let's pick up with Phil then, as he comes through sector 2. He's on the medium tyres here. And let's see then, so he's not invalidated so far. So far so good for Phil, and we've got a yellow flag. And that is the Haas of Harry facing the wrong way. No wing, so he looks like he's had a moment there in Eau Rouge and has just managed to keep the car out of the wall in terms of DNFing, but he's lost his wing, so he will have to box. So it's not been a great session so far for Harry. But let's pick back on board with Phil then, as he's coming round sector 2. One final braking zone, then left to right. What's Phil going to do? Come into the line now. It's going to be a 46.9 then. So I'm sure Phil will go again. This is looking like 2.7 seconds off. So yeah, that looks to me like it was just a cycle lap there from Phil. So we see what his delta going to be. He's going to get a nice tow from the Alpha Tauri in front. As we see Ben Smith then goes P2. And unfortunately, we've got twins John going the wrong way. And unfortunately, Harry has DNF'd. So Harry and VK have both DNF'd in qualifying here. As we have Spudster out on the mediums and on and out lap. Mini rules then. He's on his first flying lap. But let's go back to Phil. As there we see Ben Smith then. He's done a 1:44.9 as F1ology then goes P2. 2 tenths off the pace. What can Phil do round sector 2 then? He needs to try and find a bit of pace here. What's his delta like? He's 8 tenths up then, so he's still 2.1 off the pace at the minute. But it looks to me like he's playing the long game here in qualifying, hoping to have the freshest softs at the end of the race when it counts here at Spa. So we see yellow flag then, and that's the Aston Martin, and it is Spider, and Spider is unfortunately facing the wrong way. The guy who is currently on provisional pole, as Phil does improve then, he does a 1:46.3, still 2.1 seconds off the overall pace here. So I feel like if Phil wants to be further up the grid, he's going to have to go on a soft run as Spider then. Unfortunately, it looks like he's got escape without any wing damage, but he has made a critical mistake there. As what can the mini rules do then? As he comes into the final couple of corners and the bus stop chicane, the time to beat is a 44.1, and what can mini rules do to the line? He goes P3 then, 5 tenths off the pace so far. As we have F1ology then at 1.5 tenths up on his time at the minute. If he nails the final sector here, he could put himself on provisional pole. Oh, and unfortunately for Julian, he has invalidated the lap and he is now boxing. We've got Tongo in the pits then. Let's see what Spudster's doing. Spudster is coming through sector 2 at the moment. So the time for Spudster to beat, realistically, on the mediums is a 1:46.3 by Phil. As Kieran Barr then has jumped up into P5 then with a 1:46.2. And Spudster comes around the final corner. This looks like a pretty decent lap from Spudster. Gets a bit of an unfortunate exit there. He goes P5 then on the mediums, let's not forget. 5 tenths clear of Phil on the same compound tyre. He gets very slidey out the exit. 10-1 then is AJ. Looks like he's going again. So we'll continue on board with AJ for the time being as he comes up for a rouge. That's a great camera shot, that is. Let's see what his sector 1 time is like compared to his personal best. That's a nice view there of the DRS being wide open. And he's 94 thousandths down at the minute. Let's see what he does through sector 2 though. If you can find a couple of attempts here, he's definitely got 2 attempts in the final corner, that is for sure, on the exit, because he had a little bit of a tank slapper. So if you can keep it relatively smooth here, gain a bit of time, and have a nice clean couple of final corners, we could see AJ improve. He gets a bit of a twitch on the exit of the corner though. He's definitely pushing here. He doesn't want to make the same mistake 3 drivers have already though, and Bennett. It looks like it's very tricky out there tonight. Coming towards the end of sector 2 then for AJ. Runs very wide there. Don't know how he managed to not invalidate that. He must have lifted. And he's 2 tenths up then, so he has had a good sector 2. And he runs very wide and just about manages to keep it out of the wall. And the game is definitely on AJ's side here, because that's 2 occasions he's run off the track, and the strict track limits have not took him to their... I've marked that up there. Took him to their possession. I'll go with possession. And he does box then. So he does box as AJ. Do we have anyone? We have Togo on an out lap. It looks like he's invalidated. We've got the Alpines out then. Let's see. Ben Smith's on an out lap and Kieran Barr then. Let's see what Kieran Barr can do then. So Kieran Barr 2.5 tenths up on his personal best in Sector 1 at the minute. And look at that blue Alpine. Such a beautiful colour. That shade of blue. The car looking very nice here. Very stable then for Kieran through Sector 1. Let's see what his Sector 2 time is going to be like. Just wants to keep it within the track limits. Runs a little bit wide there, but does manage to keep it within the compound of the track limits. Now, everyone seems to be struggling around this section here, Sector 2 and Sector 3. We've seen a few incidents so far. What can Kieran do then? What's his Sector 2 time about? Runs a little bit wide there. That will compromise his entry and exit for the next corner, as you've just seen there. As he comes to the end of Sector 2 then, he was 2 tenths up, he's now 3.69. So nearly 4 tenths up on his time here for Kieran. So if he can find another couple of attempts, he could jump from P6 to, well, P4, maybe even P3 at the minute. Let's see then, what can Kieran do? Doesn't want to invalidate here. As you can see, though, he's used up all of his batteries, so he will struggle now around the final couple of corners. And he pits. Kieran pits, so he will not take any further part in this qualifying session, and he will start at best P6. And Phil's come out for an out lap, but he's going to be out of time here. He's not going to have time unless he goes straight on. He's not going to have enough time with just 35 seconds to go. So Phil, Spider's going to be... He's not going to get time out as well. Why have they come out? The only one that's probably going to get close... Let's see, can Julian... Can he get to the line in time to be the last driver over the line then for qualifying? He's got 10 seconds... It's going to be very close here for Julian. I don't think he's going to make it. He's not. He's slowed down massively. So he's going to take the flag. He's going to cross the line and take the checker flag. And he's not took the checker flag. Is my game glitched? So qualifying, yeah, time remaining is over. So they're all saying on out laps. The only one that's on a hot lap at the minute is Julian. And Phil's going round. Very strange. If we see some time changes here, then I don't know what's going on with the game. Spider then, he improves. He does a 1:44.194. So he's improved that just by a little bit. And Julian is up on his time. So we must... Everyone must have got to the line before the flag came out. It's very strange. Yes, Tony, at the minute Aston Martin are sitting 1-2, but everyone crossed the line after the flag reached 0, and they're all going for laps, so I don't understand. Julian then to the line, what can he do? Julian goes up to P1 then, and there you go then, we do have the flag out for Julian, so There must have been an error with the timing screen because it looked like the timer had hit 0, but that's a great lap by Julian. A Spider then 8 tenths up in Sector 2. This is a great middle sector for Spider. What can he do? As we see Phil then to the line. He's 1.5 up at the minute. What can Phil do to the line now? Phil comes across the line. He goes up to P3 then. 2 tenths off the pace at the minute. And Spider then comes around the final corner. Doesn't want to invalidate there. DRS wide open. Spider improves and he takes pole by 4.82 seconds at the minute. And I think that's going to be it. As AJ then managed to improve up to P4. Mini Rules has got P5 there, so there is your top 11 then for the sprint race. That was a great lap at the end there by Spider. Fair play. 4.83 ahead of Julian. With Phil a further 2 tenths down. Then we've got AJ for the 3 tenths back. Mini Rules 1.2 off the pace. Ben Smith 1.3. Kieran Barr 2.7. And Togger 4.5 seconds or so. We had 3 retirements then in qualifying. Harry, Twins and VK all unfortunately retired from qualifying. But let's see how the race goes then. That's where it all counts. You don't get any points for the qualifying. As we then wait for the drivers to make their setups. There you go. Session starts in 23 seconds. So, Tony, let's have some predictions then for today's race. Well, race 1 winner. Going off qualifying pace there, you'd be a brave man to bet against Spider, that is for sure. So you have it then, 11 laps around Spa-Francorchamps, 4 lights, 5 lights here, and it's lights out then, and away we go for RFF Midweek Sprint Race 1, and Spider does get a good start, and is Phil going to make a move on F1ology, and Phil down the inside, and Julian has to run a little bit wide. Oh, dearie, we've got contact on lap 1. It's Kieran Barr. Oh dear, and Twins John Joe, they have come together. Unfortunately so, they have made contact at turn 1. Unfortunately, then we've already got drivers getting penalties. Let's make sure we get everything enabled quickly. We want detail start time penalties. There we go. Ben Smith then and Togo have both got 5-second penalties, so that can only be for a lap 1 collision. As they both run, as we see Twins and Kieran then running wide at the back. Togo is also missing a wing, so we have 3 drivers already on lap 1. Who are already missing a wing. Harry has made a good start. He's up to P6. And VK has made a good start as well. Up to P7. So these two have made good starts. Kept their noses clean. But out in front at the minute, it's Spider that leads by 9 tenths. As we see the VSC then is out. For what can only be presumed as the debris happened in corner 1. Now, will we see anyone pit very early and use the VSC to their advantage and maybe go on hard tyres? No, we won't see that, as the VSC has ended. And it looks like Phil might get a run here on Julian, but Mini Rules is also looking very racing in the back of Phil, and Harry is all over the back of AJ. Let's watch this one then as they come round to the bus stop chicane. Both these drivers on the soft compound tyre. Harry is going round the outside then. He gets the switchback. That's a great move there by Harry to take P5 then. So he's gone from 10th from the grid to P5 already. Very nice start from Harry indeed. That was a brilliant move on AJ. Fair play to AJ as well. Left plenty of room for him. Very clean racing then, as VK gets very slidey on the exit of turn 1. So out in front then, the lead is 1. Oh! And Mini Rules has retired from the session. Oh dear, what can only presume he got a tank slapper there. As we see the VSC then has been deployed again, and Mini Rules looks like he got an absolute tank slapper on. And he is out of race 1 here, so he will start on pole for race 2, because he will finish last. As the VSC then is out. So back under racing conditions then. So unfortunately there for Mini Rules, he has DNF. Let's see if he can get him in the stream. And let's get to the racing as Harry then is all over the back of Phil. And Harry is looking to get himself up into the podium positions already here, as VK has gone round the outside of AJ and moved himself up into P5. And Harry is all over Phil here, goes a little bit wide. He's just about managed to not hit him. Are they going to dive down the inside? Phil does allow him the space. Look at this then. The Aston Martins have checked out in front, as VK and Harry will now have DRS to use to their aid. Oh, when he gets a little bit out of shape there, just Harry looking very eager to get past Phil here. But if he just waits the DRS zone, which is coming up very shortly, he should get a nice run on him here. Oh dear! F1RG! What has happened to Julian? Julian has DNF'd at Eau Rouge as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So Julian then has also binned it at Eau Rouge. So we've lost 2 drivers already. We have 2 drivers. Unfortunately, James and Julian have both DNF'd at Eau Rouge, which, as everyone knows, is a very tricky corner. Yeah, unfortunately there, James, but you have got race 2, mate, and you will be on pole for the reverse grid. So don't worry about that too much. You've still got another race after this one. You'll have another 25%er to go and try and get some good points, James. That is for sure. Right. So the VSC then is out. Will we see any of the front runners now, Box? Surely. Especially under a VSC as well. You can save around 10 seconds on your normal pit stop time. And there we go. We're back under racing conditions again. And Harry is right back on the back of Phil here. As he goes to the outside, Phil is deploying his ERS. Looks like there's a little bit of a nudge there. So Spider then has got a 4-second lead already as we begin at lap 4 of 11. Now then, will these 2 boys be able to make a move? And AJ there, looking very racy in the background. As we've got the AlphaTauri round then of Twins John. But let's go back to Phil straight away as we come up through our route. And oh, AJ! Spudster! Spudster is also DNF'd. Now we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Will Harry be able to make the move on Phil for P2? Round the outside then. Oh, and there's a little bit of a contact. And Phil is sent round. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Unfortunately for AJ then, he is DNF'd as well, so we've already lost 3 drivers then from this race already, and we've only done 4 laps. And Phil is now down in P5, and what can only be described as the door being shut on Phil there. No space was given. Where was he meant to go? So that has ruined Phil's chances here. being sent tumbling round. So as we come towards the end then of lap 4, Spider has a 4.2 second lead. Will we see that lead come tumbling down now? That Harry has looked very racy so far. The gap then down to 3.8, and now after the crazy opening couple of laps here, we've kind of got stalemates in terms of gaps. It looks like Harry is checked out as well from VK. 1.3 seconds the gap. Now 3.5, so they are coming towards Spider at the minute. Still a long way to go here, especially around Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen. And there we go, Harry has been pushing. He looks like he's been pushing his luck, and he has now got 3 seconds of time penalties. So Spider now has a net 6.4 second advantage over Harry. VK now currently is a net P2. And Ben Smith running at P4 then, 9.5 seconds off the pace. And Phil has boxed. He's now running the medium compounder tyres. And Togo also on the mediums. He's got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Kieran Barr currently running P7. On the mediums as well. Kieran is using his ERS round corners again. As we see that Harry has set the fastest up of the race. And Twins John looks like he's struggling here tonight round Spa. He did a couple of spins. He DNF'd in qualifying, and a couple of spins already. 53.4 seconds off the lead. So we'll go back to Spider then. His race lead on lap 6 is 3.1 seconds. So these guys are choosing to... So these guys are choosing, probably with the help of the constant VSCs, to extend. As Harry has had a moment then, and he's dropped time. We must have missed that slightly. He's now 6 seconds behind. His VK got past, and Harry's now 6.3 seconds behind. So maybe he's got wing damage here. He's also got 3 seconds worth of time penalties. He's got a nice helmet design. I'll give him that. It looks very well designed, that race helmet. But maybe he's got wing damage then. Oh, and he's dropped it, and he's out! Harry has binned it. Harry has binned it. He was doing so well. He is now out of the race, and he's parked in the middle of the track, and surely... if this doesn't bring out a safety car, we're not going to see any safety car tonight. And the leaders... VK pits, Spider doesn't. Spider has stayed out. As Tilly Jones has put, no, Harry. Yep. Unfortunately for Harry, he has DNF, but he will be racing Tilly in around another 10 minutes in the reverse grid race. So stay tuned for that one, because he will be racing. And then we have the green flag again. So the way it's gone here, we've had so many incidents, we've not seen one safety car. As Joe Brown comes on saying, go on, John. John is flying. John is doing really well, actually. After a very difficult qualifying and a difficult lap 1, he's managed to not hit the wall for 6 laps. So he's doing a good job here. As we see Ben Smith and Phil battling. And that's a nice move by Phil. Gets himself up into the podium positions. So VK 21.4 behind Spider. Surely Spider's going to box this lap. So at the minute then, the top 4 for the next race grid have been decided. Mini Rules will be on pole. Julian will be second. Spudster P3. Harry P4. Now, who's going to be our first midweek sprint race winner as we enter lap 8 of 11? So Spardy's leaving it very late to run these mediums. He wants to run them for as little time as possible. Where is VK as he comes through the bus stop chicane now? This is going to be interesting. As Spider comes down the pit lane in a completely missed turn 1 the way it feeds here. As VK then comes to turn 1 now, the Spider comes out of the pits, gets a little bit of a slide there. The gap is going to be lower than 4 seconds like it was. It's 2.2. And let's not forget, Spider's got to get them tyres warmed up. VK's are already a lap old and will be up to temperature. So it's just about keeping them warm. As though we see then Ben Smith is keeping up with Phil here. Will we see a move from Ben Smith down the Camel Straight as he gets 3 seconds of a time? But Phil's DNF'd! Oh dear, Phil. Has he DNF'd? How is he not DNF'd? Has he kept it going? That Mercedes must be made of some strong stuff there, because Phil has managed to not DNF. Oh, he has. He's retired from session. He's retired on track. Oh dear, oh dear. My controller disconnected. We're using that line, are we? So, amazingly, we've got 6 runners left here on a track that I didn't think personally was too difficult, but it looks like a few of the drivers are having a lot of issues here. And Ben Smith currently runs in P3, and this is the battle then for the race leader. A minute 1.2 seconds covers Spider and VK as we enter lap 9 of 11. I would have saved otherwise. I went to correct the spin and then disconnected. Do you need an invite back to the session then, or are you still in the session? So then the gap out in front then is 1.1 seconds, and it is the closest battle we've got out on track at the minute out of the 6 drivers running, and it is for P1. Ben Smith has got 3 seconds worth of time penalties, and Togo has got 6. So at the minute, Kieran Barr is a net P4, and let's have a look then. Can Togo get 6 seconds up the road from Kieran? He's going to need to push. He's going to need to find at least 2 seconds a lap then for the next 3 laps. The gap out in front then has increased a little bit from 1.1 to 1.25. So Spider has found about 10th and a half. If you can just manage to keep VK out of his DRS range for the next, well, 2 laps, then surely, without a mistake, Spider will be looking in a good position to take the race win. Gap down then to 1.15 then. So if VK can find a 10th and a half in these next couple of corners, then maybe he'll be able to get a run. And he's got it down to 1.034. It's down to a second. He's within a second. 9 tenths, and let's see, will his DRS ring open? as we come up for a routing into the Camel Straight. That wing is open then, so he will be gaining now all the way down this straight. Only gained a tenth that lap, so didn't gain relatively a lot. And let's see then, can Kieran Barr have a go on Togo? This is about 4 P5. Kieran, mate, if you're listening, save that ERS for the Camel Straight, because you're going to be out in a second. You've only got 5% to use to try and make a move. And as you see there, you're out. VK's got 3 seconds. So VK has been pushing. He's now only 5 tenths behind Spider, but he's now got a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cuts. So Spider's just got to keep it nice and clean for 1 1/4 laps. And he will look set to take the race win. And VK's surely going to try and make a move then into the bus stop chicane. The gap is 3 tenths. John's doing well, P6. Still running, you've got to be running, that is for sure, as VK does set the fast acceleration. So can he make the move on track, but with time penalties, Spider will be our race winner. And then will Spider fight him hard enough to take this win, or will he wait for the penalties to be applied? Will he play the long game here, Spider? Let's see. Gap is 4 tenths then. It's coming down, it's coming down. Will we see VK go to the outside and try all the way around the outside here? He has ghosted. It looks like VK! Ooh! He looked like he was going there. Looks like VK's got a bit of lag. And he is ghosting through Spider. So then it looks like Spider has done enough here. Without a mistake, he looks like he's going to take the season opener here, as we see Togo past Kieran. Kieran's facing the wrong way. Oh dear for Kieran. He's just got to keep it going. Poor Kieran. That is such a shame. So then, will VK try and make a move into the bus stop chicane? Bearing in mind, it's going to all be for nothing, but he'll want to try and let Spider know that he means business. Oh, there's contact! There is contact! And Spider gets a 3-second, and VK will now win the race, and Spider's spinning! And Spider is spinning. There's all drama here in this opening race in RFF Midweek Sprint League. Oh dear, it was all drama. That all Spider had to do. He didn't have to fight him. He did not have to squeeze him like that. And he would have won the race. Instead, VK takes the round 1 race win. As let's see Togo then across the line. Well done, Togo. You've not enjoyed this track, but you've got that P4. And Twins has P. That was unlucky for Spider. Yeah, it was unlucky, but it was his own fault for squeezing. He squeezed too hard there, unfortunately. And then we'll see Kieran Barr then. He'll be the last driver over the line, and he'll take a P6 here, will Kieran. Well done, Kieran. You kept it on track. Well done, mate. So there you have it then. That is race 1. John, Super John. I do prefer that Super John song than Max. There we go. VK has got driver of the day. And that was a great recovery drive there from Josh to take the race win. So there you have it then. Let me get a photo for the reverse grid. I will quickly set that up. Obviously, any incidents that you want to report, you can do. So we'll set up the reverse grid. If everyone advances, I will do the reverse grid. Settings. Track. Spain. Reconstruction. Grid creator. Alright then, let's have a look at this photo quickly. So, move player up, move player up, move player up, move player up, player up, player down, player up. Where was John? Toggo down. There we go. There we go. Session length shouldn't be. Yeah, I know, Tony. Don't worry, mate. I was changing some things. So the session then will start in 12, 11, 10 seconds then. So the reverse grid, 17 laps. We'll wait for everyone to put on their setups. Should be a relatively quick race this. I'm going to say around 20 minutes. That's all it should take to race around Spain on this format. As we then wait for the drivers to make their setups. Waiting for players. This is always fun. So then they have now a second crack at it to try and secure as many points as possible from the opening 2 rounds. as we're still waiting for players. What is going on here? There we go then. The session will start in 30 seconds. So there we go then. That was a very quick snap from the loading screen to the race. As he lights out then, and away we go then for Frampton. Spudster's got a good start. He's already got past Julian. And when we see Harry make a move into turn one, Harry's going to brake as late as he can. Is he going to squeeze down the inside of AJ? No, he just about manages. But now he'll have the inside line. And that should surely be Harry's P2. And he does. Harry then gets himself up to P2. Oh, and VK! VK's been hit. And I think that was Ben Smith. There was some contact between VK and Ben Smith. And Ben Smith has lost his wing. Spider is currently P10. VK is P9, but he has got wing damage. Kieran Barr is just overtook Twins John then, and Phil is up to P6 as well. So there we go then, a very interesting opening lap here. As now Spider and VK go to battle again. Oh, and there is more contact. And the McLaren this time definitely just turned in to the Aston Martin. That was very, very naughty there from the McLaren driver. He's still racing without no wing. As there we see then Spider is now up into P9. And there we go then. Let's go back on board then with the guys out in front. So mini rules then. Leads after lap 1 here of 17. And Phil is making a move on Tongo. And that is Phil through. And Tongo would try and fight this back. Oh, come on. You've got to give him the space there, Tongo. You just shut the door on him completely. And Phil, from possibly going to P5, is now down to P8. Oh dear, that is so unfortunate there for Phil. But Tonga, you need to give space, mate. You can't be making moves like that. Unfortunately, mate, you've got to look at the arrows that will be displayed on your screen. As then we see Twins John, then he's battling here with Kieran Barr. Then these boys are battling over P6 here at the moment. They are on the soft tyres, these two lads. Phil behind on the mediums, so is Tongo, and AJ is also on the mediums. So the gap out in front then for mini rules as we come to the end of lap 2 now. James has a lead of 7 tenths then from Harry. And it's AJ, F1RG, Tango, Kieran Barr, Twin John, and here we go. Twin John, he's going to try and go to the inside line without any DRS at the minute. Will he make that move stick into turn 1? These two are both on the soft compound tyres. And he gets a little bit wide there. A little bit of argy-bargy between these two boys. As we see Julian has already picked up a 3-second time penalty. There you see them. So we've had a look at the tyres. Let's go to the penalties, and Julian's already got 3 seconds then. As these guys here are battling over P7. But let's go back to the battle out in front then. As the gap now is 7 tenths of a second, and Harry will get the DRS here of mini rules ahead of him. So then, if he can just keep it nice and clean, he'll have a very good exit out the final corner with all that battery he's got. Maybe we'll see him have a run down the main straight. It looks like he got a good exit there. He's gained a tenth and a half on James. And James has gone very defensive there. He's gone and hugged the inside line, which will cost him a tenth or two. And we'll give Harry a great run. Will Harry try and make a move into the braking zone here into turn 1? The answer is no, and F1 Orgy around the outside. Oh, and Spudster's been spun. Spudster has spun. As we've seen the lead change then. Oh dear, and dear, twins, John. Oh no, John's out. John has retired from the session, and we get a safety car. We get a safety car then on lap 4 of 17. And it looked like poor John there was just an innocent bystander in an accident that had nothing to do with him. Wrong place, wrong time there for John. That's so unfortunate, but there you go, Tilly. Your guy Harry is leading out in front here with the safety car. But you're quite happy with how the race has gone so far, seeing Harry in P1. As Julian does have a 3-second time penalty, let's not forget that. Will we see the guys that are running the softs and pit, and this will hamper the guys that are on mediums? As Harry does pit. No, because John's crashed. So Phil has stayed out, and so has Tago. So these guys are going to now try and play the long game. Spudster's also stayed out on his mediums. And Togo's been disqualified from the session, ignoring yellow flags. So the guy that was leading the race has now been disqualified from the session. Oh dear, oh dear. What has happened there? VK pits then. Ben Smith will take that place ahead of him. So VK's come off from the mediums. He's surely going to go to the hards now. No, he's gone for another set of mediums. He's done 3 stops. Okay, he'll definitely get these to the end. But the front 2 are yet to pit. As we have a look at the stops, and so everyone bar Phil and AJ at the moment have made that mandatory 1 pit stop. As Phil was trying to get racing there with the safety car. Will we see the safety car coming this lap? The light is still flashing yellow. So then lap 6 of 17. Gonna buy some Red Bulls because John needs a new car. Well, all the cars. Oh yeah. So the safety car will be in this lap. We will get back to racing conditions. I do love that comment, Joe. Gonna buy some Red Bulls because he needs a new car. All cars are equal. VK's got to try and catch the back of the pack here. If Phil goes early, then VK will not catch the pack. But it looks like Phil's backing them up. And that has allowed VK then to push and catch the back of the pack. So when will Phil go? He's gone now. He's got the jump on AJ by the looks of it. And he bolts out the final corner. And AJ's got Harry all over the back of him then. So will we see AJ go from P2 down to P3 straight at the start? Harry's going to try and send it round the outside of AJ. And AJ's going to say, nope, you're not coming through here, mate. Try again. And it looks like now AJ, from going from the defensive, looks like he's going to go on the attack there. And he's gone a little bit wide, and that'll give Harry the inside line for the next corner. Can AJ hang it out around the outside? And Harry, oh, looked like he got great drive there. Oh, AJ's proper gone into, nearly caused a collision there. Oh, that was very, very on the edge racing there, lads. Very, very on the edge there. But thankfully, all 9 that are left are still running. And Harry now can definitely set his sights on Phil up ahead of him. And Spudster's gone for it. Spudster is definitely going for it. I can see AJ. Oh, and James is round. Oh, mini rules, he's gone round. Oh, it's been an absolute disaster as life tonight for James. DNF'd in race 1. Started on pole for race 2 and is now down to 9th. As we see Harry then trying to make a move on Phil. And F1ology in the background is trying to make a move on AJ. We're going to go for 2 carbon copy moves maybe into turn 1. Harry's going to try off the track. No. Phil keeps position. Now will we see Julian be able to make a move around the outside of AJ? And we'll see Harry then. Phil does defend the inside line. Will Harry go all the way around the outside? Can he go all the way around the outside? The answer is no. And Julian then nearly went straight into the back of AJ. It's getting very, very racy here out in front. And VK now, after all the drama here, has got himself back up into P4. Then he was P9 a lap and a half ago. So that's a great recovery here from VK. Now will we see Harry be able to make a move on Phil? DRS will be enabled next time round. And AJ's going to go for it again on Harry. Down the inside. No loss between these two so far tonight. As VK then tried to get past AJ. And Phil does lead then. But let's not forget, Phil and AJ have got to pit. So they will be hoping for another safety car to bring them back into play. And there we go. We should see Harry then. DRS will be enabled then. But they won't get it this lap. They will have to wait for the next time round. And will we see Harry make a move on Phil? He just tried to take a wide line there. And Phil literally parks his car on the apex. There's good defending here by Phil. As VK's out. And VK has DNF'd. VK has DNF'd. And we've got a safety car. And now that will bring Phil and AJ straight into play. This is what they were waiting for. And Harry has got past Phil. But now AJ and Phil will be right in play here with this safety car. So they went from race 1 without any safety cars, with 3 crashes, to now race 2 with 2 safety cars in 9 laps. VK Spider is dirty. I won't comment until we've reviewed the footage on that one. Josh, I did personally think the Spain one, Spa one, he didn't have to defend because you had a 3 seconds anyway, so he would have won the race. So he kind of screwed himself over there. But yeah, I don't know what else to say at the minute without reviewing footage. As Phil then comes out in 8th, AJ comes out in 6th. Phil must have had some wing damage. These two have got a lot of positions to try and gain then. With the safety car being out, this will definitely help him out in terms of time management. Because we have got a yellow flag. And it looks like Phil has had a spin trying to catch back up. So then, you're on lap 10 of 17 here. Harry leads then from F1ology. Kieran Barr running in the podium positions here, P3. Then you've got Ben Smith running in P4. And then at Mini Rules, yes, he pitted Tony, but he wasn't that far back. And then he must have had a spin. As we see F1ology pits then, so he obviously wants to go softs now to the end as we enter lap 11 of 17, and that's a good strategy there from Julian. You've got a fresh set of softs, you'll be able to catch back up the pack as the safety car is going around for another lap. I can't believe I've just said that, Julian. That's a good strategy. So then, the most laps led at the minute of this race is Bert Mylander for this one. This will be his 6th lap that he is leading here around Barcelona. Haha. Just seeing your comment come through, Tony. Guy in first hit me and broke my wing. Yeah, we were riding on board with VK at the time, Phil, and then we saw the safety car come up, and then I did notice that Harry had got past you. When the safety car came out, he bumped me. He's weaving a lot here. He was very close to having a spin. But now we'll probably see the safety car come in this lap, I'd like to think. So it's going to be all about... Here we go. As predicted, then the safety car is in this lap. Now then for Harry, he's just got to try and get off down the road before any of the soft runners. Ben Smith's on the hards, Kieran's on the medium. So the first soft runner is AJ in P5. Then you've got Spider, Phil and Julian. So Harry has got to try and get down the road before any of these boys, if they get close enough. When will Harry go? Oh, Kieran's gone straight into the back of Harry. And they've both been given a 5-second time penalty there. As Kieran boxes. And he's retired. He's crashing the pit lane. Oh dear, and Mini Rules and Spudster have hit. Oh, what is going on here, boys? It's absolute carnage. It's like we can't race. Mini Rules Nets now gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings. As Ben Smith was in ghosted mode then, and AJ's now up to P3. Phil in P6. A Spider has got through on Phil, and Ben Smith is ghosted. And Kieran Barr then has left the session. So Kieran Barr has DNF'd. In the pit lane, Phil there is defending like crazy against a ghost. And he does get through then. So then can AJ? Very twitchy there, and Phil does the same. They both did a carbon copy there of each other. As AJ's looking very racy as he tries to get past James then. As he wants to try and hunt down Harry up the road, and James gets very twitchy out the final corner. As Phil and Spider then are going into battle here. Down the main straight. DRS won't be open for a couple of laps here. Can Phil go all the way around the outside? Phil gets that move done and he is up in 2P4. So then F1ology then all over the back of Spider at the minute. Can Phil now get down the road and try and make a move on AJ? As we're going to see the two Aston Martins then going side by side there. As Julian does get through then. And Spider is now down to 6th. Now then AJ. 8 tenths behind, 7 tenths behind James. What happened there? He went from... James has spun! Oh, dearie me. James, so unfortunate there. And Spudster gets 3 seconds then. So that puts Spudster up to 8 seconds of penalties. And Phil is all over the back of him here. Phil going to go down the inside into turn 1. Oh, there's a little bit of contact between the pair of them. AJ did not want to get... Oh, and Phil has spun! Oh, dearie me. Oh, Phil had made the move for P2. And unfortunately, he spun on the exit. Now then we have a battle on our hands for P3. And P2, sorry, with Spudster, Julian and Spider. Mini Rules James is not too far back in the background, but let's not forget he's got 8 seconds worth of time penalties. Will we see F1ology make a move on Spudster? Turkey 2020 vibes. Oh, it's Julian has a nice spin. Nice little pirouette there from Julian, and we'll give him an 8 out of 10 for that. We'll give him an 8 out of 10. 20. You can't compare this to 2020 Turkey, mate. I mean, Hamilton on them intermediates absolutely destroyed it. This is dry racing. It's been pretty poor, to be fair. I'm quite, in a way, disappointed with the lack of respect shown between drivers here so far tonight. There's been some moves that didn't need to happen. You'll have red arrows on your screen. So there's been a few. Obviously, it's the first week, so we'll consider all that. And we don't know if a few haven't raced before, but yeah, a couple of definitely questionable moves that have happened here. As there we see Ben Smith then and Phil. I think Ben Smith might be AI still. He is. Let's check in with our racer then. Harry. He's got a 5 second lead to Spudster, but it doesn't really matter really because Spudster's got 8 seconds worth of time penalties. Spider is just behind him. A further 1.6 back to AJ. So even with an eventful race here so far for Spider. Oh, and he nearly drops it there to Spider. That will cost him a bit of time. As Spudster then does set the fastest lap of the race. As we enter the penultimate lap here of 17, lap 16 then of Spain. Any relatively close battles going on? Mini Rules is 1.2 behind Spider now. Phil needs to try and gain 1.4 seconds on Julian to try and get within them 3 seconds. Gap out in front then, 4.5. This is the closest battle on track then we have at the minute between Spider and James. And there you have it then. Julian's got another 3-second time penalty, so that will help Phil out massively then. He has a net 1.5 second advantage to Julian then. James is trying really hard, and AJ's got no wing! AJ's got no wing! Oh dear for Spudster. It's been a very, very eventful race. And he'll have to box then. As there you see Phil goes up to P5. Julian's penalties at the minute, it's looking like it's going to be a P4. To be fair, at the minute, Phil is on course for a P3 with James's penalties. And you've got to feel sorry for AJ there. Don't know what happened, but we saw the yellow flag and we came onto him, and he did have wing damage. Let's go pick back aboard then with Harry as he comes into the final sector. Oh, and gets a little bit loosey-goosey there for the final time. You've got 9.2 seconds in hand, buddy. Just take it steady. You've got 3 more corners to negotiate now then. There you go then, around the final corner then for Harry, and Harry will take the reverse grid race win here in Spain. He will get his 5-second time penalty, but that will be enough still to keep him ahead of the second place man, Spider. And Harry did set the fastest lap on the race on the final lap. Let's see, Phil to the line, and Phil may be pushing it for fastest lap. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. And James then. It looks like James had a moment anyway. And he gets his penalties. And then the last driver here, as we see round sector 2, Spudster does get fastest sector 2, but it will count for nothing because he's on a, well, technically an outlap for the final lap. Round the final corner then for Spudster. To the line. There you have it then. There we have it then, guys and girls. Our 2 sprint races and qualifying complete. Who gets driver of the day in sprint race 2? It's Spider 99988. And there you see then, there is our top 11 race results, and Harry did get fastest lap as well, so well done to Harry. Race win and fastest lap. Few incidents there that were very questionable tonight in both races. It all started really with a very eventful qualifying. But there we have it. Congratulations to VK for race win 1 round Spa, and congratulations to Harry for race win 2 round Spain. And Phil gets a podium there after what can only be described as a very eventful race for him. So well done, Phil. A good podium position there. Julian with a P4, Ben Smith P5. And there you go. Thank you very much, Tony. My voice is dry. I forgot how... let's have a look at incidents. Spider collision with VK. Okay. Let's take a photo of these. I bet there's loads. Look at all these. Wow. Didn't get a chance to get a photo of them all, but there was loads. There you go then, folks. That has been the RFF midweek season opener. We'll see you next week for round 3 and round 4. Let's see. Let's wait a couple of minutes for some comments to come in. Both races get taken out by people. Good races, fellas. Off to Tesco to grab some bulls. Haha. Love the comment, Jonathan. Thank you for tuning in, mate. If you want to race next week, by all means, join the Discord and get in for some races. There's a couple of seats that will be available by looks of it for next week, so by all means, mate, jump in. Might make a few Jaeger bombs to ease the pain from that collision. Yeah, I don't blame you, John. Oh yeah, Joe was the one watching. Sorry, John. But yeah, you were just the innocent bystander there, mate, unfortunately. I can't really say much more than that. You were wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately for you. But there we go then, folks. I'm going to end this stream now. Thanks to all that have watched. We've seen some interesting racing, let's say them words. Interesting racing tonight. Right then, guys. Thank you all for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.